सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। ॐ सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरन्तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ So last time,
Guruji, can you see us?
no, we can't. I can't see you.
Our video is on.
I know,
Can we get out and?
Yeah. Rejoin. I can't see anyone. Video is off. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in the last class, we were seeing the Karana Shariram and Karana Prapancham. 108 and 109. Avyaktanamni. Correct. We were into Avyaktanamni. अव्यक्तनाम्नी परमेश शक्तिः अनाद्य विद्या त्रिगुणात्मिका परा कार्यानुमेया सुधियैव माया यया जगत्सर्वमिदं प्रसूयते सन्नाप्यसन्नाप्युभयात्मिका नो भिन्नाप्यभिन्नाप्युभयात्मिकानो सांगाप्यनंगाह्युभयात्मिकानो महाद्भुता anirvachanīya रूपा. So, you remember we have already discussed this in detail. Sadva, asadva. Okay. Karana prapancham, sadva, asadva. Tarhi ubhayatmika va. So we could prove that it is neither sat nor asat, nor it is a combination of both. Is it bhinna or abhinna? Is it bhinna from Brahman or abhinna from Brahman? Or is it a combination of both? And that also we saw that we cannot say it is bhinna, it is abhinna or ubhayatmika. Then the third question comes, is it sa anga or ananga? So does it have parts? Okay. Or it doesn't have, it is akala. There are some places where it beautifully says that there are no parts to it. For example, the Akasha Tattvam doesn't have any parts, but it's still a part of Karana Shariram. It is not Brahman. At the same time, someone who has come. Yeah. At the same time, if you say that there are no parts, the whole world is filled with parts at the Karanam level, right? Because the Karyam itself presupposes there is Karanam and hence parts are there. So you will defy the principle. If you say that there are no parts, then how did without nothing something cannot come? So it was in the potential form. So you can neither say it was not there, nor you can very clearly say it is there. Sometimes it shows that it is not there, but sometimes it shows that it is there. For example, in a seed, the parts are not visible. So will you say that it didn't have parts? Then how did the tree come out? Right? So everything of the parts are available, but it is in a state where we cannot understand it. So is it Sanga, Ananga, Hi Ubhayatmika, and all the three have been negated. So these 9 tattvas have been negated. And hence he says Maha Adbhuta. Why it is Adbhuta? It is such a big wonder that everything is there, but nothing can be clearly justified. Hence, there is no logical explanation for this Karana Prapancha or this Karya Prapancha, whichever way you take it, which means this is also the base for telling that Jagan Mithyatvam. What is Mithyatvam? Not logically explainable. And hence Jagat, which comprises of the Sthula, Sukshma and Karana Prapancha, all the three are completely anirvachaniya, cannot be explained. It is anirvachaniya rupa. What happened?
All three, Guruji, all three
Are anirvachaniya. You can't. Whether it is a particle or whether it is a wave, can you tell? So in whichever state you go, anirvachaniyatvam comes. That is why this whole Prakriti is called Maya. Okay, and that was the whole basis to say if that Karana itself is anirvachaniya, how can the Karyam be vachaniya? What happened?
But Guruji, isn't the reason we have the body, isn't it for us to bhoga, right? To experience our karma and all that. So isn't that the reason? So isn't that the reason why we are here?
So what, let it be now.
So
We are not doubting that.
okay.
We are not doubting that. The whole universe is experienceable, has variety, has everything in it, but is not logically explainable.
But isn't that the logic for why this whole prapancha is there for us?
That could be the logic. Okay. Now I want you to extrapolate the same idea for a dream. The dream came, the dream went. I experienced the dream. So the dream should be true. Why don't you tell that? Are you getting it? Everything is perfectly right. We are not denying that we have, because of our karma bala, prarabdha comes, because of that shariram comes, because of that bhoga comes, and because of this shariram only, jnanam is also there. And once the jnanam comes, there is a mukti from this shariram only. What is mukti from the shariram? That it is anirvachaniya, leave it that way. World is just a word. It is neither good nor bad. It is WORD. That's all. Don't give more importance than that to it. Why? If you keep on asking logic in it, you will end up to a place where logic stops.
Won't make sense.
Exactly.
Guruji, last time you said with we are all mukta. We think we are
Baddha.
Baddha.
Correct. Correct, na? By nature, your mukta is not taught to you. Your mukta is not taught to you. Please. That knowledge that I am mukta, which is covered, is only discovered. No new knowledge is coming to you that I am mukta. That ignorance and that avidya that I am baddha is removed out, which makes you feel that I have become mukta. I am nitya mukta. Okay, now you tell me logically, what is atma? Baddha or nitya mukta? So if I am aham brahmasmi, I am that atma, weren't you ever nitya mukta? Beyond time.
So the birth death cycles are until we realize.
It is big.
Until we
Let me put it this way. If you are sitting at home and not even watching the Wimbledon, or you have no idea that there is an IPL going on, will the IPL impact you? Will the Wimbledon impact you? Correct?
Yes.
Yes, clear? But the moment you sit in front of the television to watch that Wimbledon or IPL, the rule of the game automatically gets implied on you, that you now start becoming mentally a player who is connected to it. So who decides to play in this prapancha? I decide. What happened to this player when he was in deep sleep? I decided to go to the green room and just not connect to anyone. Every day when I can do that, that itself is a clear reality that we are superimposing this prapancha, the setup, and we are getting attached to the setup, and then we are saying the setup is making me do everything. So far as you have not decided to be a player, no rules of the game are applicable to you. The moment you enter as a player, you cannot but follow the rules. समझ में आ रहा है? So merry-go-round ki sorry-go-round is your choice now.
So because of the body, we are players, right? We have to be involved in this, and we have to follow the rules. So the question always becomes: how do you be detached from it?
The problem here is where the problem is. What was your first statement?
We are the players.
No,
Like
the first statement was something else.
Yeah.
because of our karma.
No,
No,
you mentioned some statement, and that's where the answer is.
we are always the players. No,
Because
what
of
did I say?
because of our body, we are always the player.
Body.
Who decided to attach to the body? Ask the question there. That's where you started it. Think.
Yeah.
So you decided to be the player, saying that this body is mine. I am the body. Wrongly identifying me with my body is the problem here. In the statement, it shamelessly comes out, unknowingly. Because that is the conditioning. We are not born that way. We are conditioned that way with the setup. Are you able to get this? And this is what they ask you to think again and again. Are you really that, or are you conditioned? If you are conditioned, you can decondition yourself. If you are really that, you can never change. If the sugar is always sweet, you can't change the sweetness of sugar. But if it's an acquired agantukam, surely you can change. So is the body agantukam or atyantikam? If it is innate of me, then I can't change it. Considering this body which is not an innate, which is agantukam as an innate, is whose problem now? That is where my problem started. Are you able to get this?
Yeah.
So in
I know this is wrong, but I'll similar to I think what Arjuna asked. Then why go through karmas, like just sannyasa, right? Not get involved at all.
Just become a sannyasi is what you are saying.
why you become a
Why-
sannyasi?
why-
One minute. Aren't you facing? Why are you talking of sannyasi? Talk of jnani. What you want to refer is jnani. Forget sannyasi. Sannyasi or may also be attached. It is only a outwardly depiction for this particular framework and structure, right? A jnani is detached. Aren't you a jnani in deep sleep?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes or no? So whose choice is to get back and get attached? If I can detach myself completely from all the shariras in my deep sleep, why can't I do the same thing when I am awake also? I'm not saying it is easy. I'm not saying it is easy.
So,
See, that's exactly the point they are saying is, so far as you condition yourself, you will be conditioned. So far as you choose to condition yourself, that choice is yours. But if you have decided to decondition, simple. I love my child. This child is only my life. The day this boy grew up and bought a memsab at home and said that she is your daughter-in-law, what happened to it? What happened? Did any difference really happen between you and this boy? No. What was the problem? My framework of value system, which I superimposed on this boy, when this boy broke it, I go to the extent of even disowning the boy. Yes or no? Are you able to get this? So it is we who condition ourselves. If we can attach. Now look at the same example. That moment I say, get out. I have no relationship with you. And genuinely imagine that person mentally does not have any relationship with that. Okay, let's imagine that. If the person can do and detach in a fraction of a second like this with one relationship, why can't the person do it with the three bodies? Think about it. What an ability we have. Make sense? Okay. Detach means what? Don't disown it. Devalue it. The moment you devalue it, you will not give more importance to it. But you will still take care of it. You imagine this slipper, rubber चप्पल है ना, वो टूटेगा तो उसको हम करेंगे, कुछ ना कुछ करेंगे. You will wash it and keep. But it is that chappal which is protecting bolke, you will not bring it in the puja room and do pada puja of it. Why? You give that value only to it. It's doing its job of protection. Same way this ayatanam, housing, is doing the job of bringing all this knowledge, information to this Atma. That's all it is doing. It is, see, this layer of the skin, it is protecting inside and also communicating outside. There is a communication happening. That's what it is doing. The moment you value it only for that job, you have no problem. The moment you value it that, oh, now it has started getting wrinkles, now it is becoming dark, then the job what it is doing, now you have changed. Because now it is going to show who am I based on this particular skin. Now problem starts. That superimposition of all the other things on the shariram, that calling me as mine. My body is me, is the issue. Clear? So that is why he gives an explanation of, because in Jagrat Avastha and Swapna Avastha, only Swapna and your Sukshma Sharira and Sthula Sharira is more than enough. And that is very easy to understand. Oh, detach your mind. Okay, easy. When you come to Karana Sharira, Karana Prapancha, that is where all these questions start coming. Why? Karma will come, across janmas it will come, everything will start coming, the Prapancha will come, Srishti will come, Pralaya will come, everything will come in that. So I choose to become a player in the game. And the person who didn't choose to be a player in the game is Nitya Mukta. Because the game is not going to do anything to him. Are you able to get this? Okay. And that is why he goes to the next shloka which clarifies that. Go to the next shloka. The 33rd shloka. Avyaktametat trigunair niruktam tatkaranam nama shariramatmanaha sushuptiretasya vibhakyavastha pralina sarvendriya buddhi vrittihi. Avyaktametat trigunair niruktam tatkaranam nama shariramatmanaha sushuptiretasya vibhakyavastha pralina sarvendriya buddhi vrittihi. Avyaktam etat. Okay. Etat karana shariram avyaktam. What is avyaktam? What is avyaktam?
Cannot be expressed.
Unmanifested.
Cannot be seen, yeah.
Unmanifested, cannot be perceived, cannot be even imagined. I can't use my. It is completely beyond all my senses also now. beyond my buddhi, manas. It is all beyond that. Okay. But I know it is there. Why? Avyaktametat trigunaihi niruktam. It is described that it has got three gunas. Now you see the beauty here. It is avyaktam and it has got three gunas. Huh? How do you know it has got three gunas? This conflicting words, when it comes, that is the time you will start challenging what is correct now. It is avyaktam. When it was avyaktam, who the hell told you there are three gunas in it? Why? Are you able to get this? And that is what Tattvabodha also says. Chaturvimshati tattvotpatye vakshyamaha. What is that? Brahmashraya satvarajastamo gunatmika maya asti. Triguna maya. That includes Karana Prapancham also. Why it is said that? Because even if it is avyaktam, how do you know avyaktam is present? How do you know that avyaktam has these qualities?
Only if it is unmanifested can it manifest, right?
That is true, okay. But how do you know it is got three gunas?
So because it is part of Prakriti, so Maya.
That is what we are conditioning your mind. So you are also agreeing to it. That whatever is conditioned by the Shastra is what I am now challenging and asking, why are you accepting it? If it is avyaktam, if it is not manifested, who the blessed person has seen it?
So it gets manifested when the balance, three gunas get out of balance.
Fair enough, it gets manifested. So what?
And if it is not there, how will it manifest?
That is the point here. Are you able to get that? If the manifestation has the three gunas, from where will it come? So I have to presuppose that this unmanifested should have the three gunas. Correct? Why do you see that newborn child, the nose is like the grandmother, the eyes are like the grandfather? Why? You are somewhere trying to bring that linkage, right? Right? And hence, this particular, from the effect only, the unknown is given, the cause is given a particular direction. That is why it says, what is the job of Karana Prapancham and Karana Shariram? Sharira Dvayasya Karana Matram. Sharira Dvayasya Karana Matram. It is a cause for the other two Sharira. So if the other two Sharira are the effect, that cause should embed this effect in it. Because cause with time becomes effect. Correct or wrong? So if you accept that principle, then if manifested has got three gunas, the unmanifested will also have the three gunas, but no one will know it and no one need to know it. But if it is not there, the three gunas cannot come in the manifested. It is like saying that in the first rain the frog came in. There are certain पहला बारिश में frog अंदर आया. How did life come in? In the first rain the frog came in. ये क्या बात हुआ भाई? You cannot accept it, right? ये बच्चे लोग का स्टोरी नहीं है. Right? So we have to go with that logic, and hence is avyaktametat trigunaihi, and niruktam means it is clearly described and it is very clearly emphatic here. He says because that avyaktam has got three guna, tat karanam eva shariram. That is why it is called shariram. See the beauty. Why is that avyaktam called a shariram? Why it is called karana shariram? Why do you call this sthula shariram? What is this word Shariram?
Body.
Means, that is English word. Why it is called Shariram?
Because it has parts.
Shiryate iti Shariraha. That which has an ability to change, decompose, or completely destroy. That is why it is called Sharira. Okay? And hence you have Sthula Sharira. Sthula Sharira, when does it completely go away? With the Janma. Sukshma Sharira, when does it go away? During Pralaya. When does Karna Shariram go away? With Jnanam. That is why it is called a Shariram, he says no. Because it has got three gunas, and the three gunas will manifest in different way, and hence this thing is, blessed thing is itself called a Shariram, and because it is a Shariram, it is a part of Prakriti, and you cannot call it Brahman. Apart from this aspect, there is no difference between Brahman and Karana Sharirama. Think. Brahman, all pervading. Brahman is Kalatita. Karana Shariram, Kalatita. Either manifested or unmanifested. Pralayam or Srishti. Only the difference is, but it is still there. You can't say it is not there. So it is from when? Anadi. Avyaktam. Is Brahman Vyaktam or Avyaktam? Brahman is Avyaktam. Huh? Brahman is Vyaktam or Avyaktam?
Avyaktam.
Avyaktam.
Vyaktam, we are there, na? We are all there, so it is manifested.
I am manifested or unmanifested? Forget Brahman, I. Huh?
I manifested, sir.
You are manifested. Okay. Let's go with this logic that you are manifested. That means if I am manifested, I need to be understood by at least one of the senses. Indriya Gocharaha is manifested. Or Mano Gocharaha is manifestation. I can even imagine. Senses need not be there, but I can imagine. Buddhi Gocharaha is manifested. Tomorrow there will be a I-100. Is Buddhi Gocharaha.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? That is still manifestation. You have manifested it.
Yeah.
Makes sense? Now you tell me, is Atma manifested or unmanifested?
Sir, unmanifested Atma is there.
Now you change the... Now, if you say it is manifested, I will say Sarva Pramana Agocharaha.
Sir, unmanifested.
Wait. If you say it is manifested, listen to me carefully. If you say it is manifested, I will say Atma is Sarva Pramana Agocharaha Aprameyaha. It is beyond the senses, it is beyond this knowledge, it is beyond everything because it is there. And hence, I will not call it manifested. Now the question comes, if it is not manifested, then are you going to call it unmanifested?
Sir, in the powered by Maya, it seems manifested.
Then let us talk of Brahman. Don't bring our blessed Maya inside now.
Okay.
We have been talking only about Maya. अभी थोड़ा Brahman के पास जाते हैं. Brahman manifested है कि unmanifested है? We take the concept of Maya of manifested and unmanifested and try to superimpose on Brahman. So if Brahman is not manifested or Atma is not manifested, Can I say Atma is unmanifested?
Sir, Atma is avyaktam as per
Atma is Avyaktam.
unmanifested.
Okay.
Avyaktam.
Your Atma is manifested or unmanifested to you?
Sir,
Huh? It is there or not there?
unmanifest.
It is there or not there? I'll remove that word manifestation. Is it there or not there?
Brahman is ever prevailing. It is
Brahman no,
it
Atma. Atma. Talk for yourself now. Brahman ko chhod do.
It is there.
So it is manifested or unmanifested? Kaisa
It
first
is
jab?
ever there.
Now you got an answer. What do you mean by it is ever there?
It had never gone anywhere. It is a.
No,
It is
come
the
bring it back.
permanent.
Bring it back to the
Achha.
definition of manifested and unmanifested. How are you going to now explain Brahman with reference to manifested and unmanifested?
Doesn't have a Sharira.
Huh?
But it's not
It
destroyed.
does not have a Sharira.
So what? I'm referring to Brahman. I'm referring to Atma. It doesn't have a Shariram. Okay.
It can never be destroyed. So where is
It
it?
cannot be destroyed.
That all you're talking is fine. Whether it is manifested or unmanifested.
Manifested.
Manifested. If it is manifested, it should be Indriya Agochara. But it is Aprameya. You can't objectify the subject. So then it is manifested or
Pralaya
unmanifested.
becomes right. See, during Pralaya, everything goes back into the unmanifested
Huh?
Chudamani.
Beyond.
Think and tell her. During Pralaya, everything goes back to unmanifested Brahman.
Brahman.
Unmanifested Brahman.
No, Brahman,
Ha.
which is
See where when you start expanding that, all the confusion starts out now. It is like asking a question that my nose gave a very good fragrance of this flower. What do you think about it, Mr. Eyes and Mr. Ears? What are they going to tell? What are they going to tell? Can the ears and the nose justify what your can the ears and eyes justify what your nose has perceived?
No.
Correct? Similarly, manifestation and unmanifestation is under the purview of Prakriti and cannot be superimposed on Brahman because it is beyond manifestation and unmanifestation. Now, what is this definition of unmanifested to manifested? What does it mean? Something is unmanifested, it becomes manifest. Let us take an example. I-100 is in an unmanifested state. iPhone 100 is in an unmanifested state. After some years, it will manifest out. What does that time? What does it mean? How do you explain the statement that unmanifested I-100 is manifested now? What does that mean?
So idea is there, but thought-wise, that it is in unmanifested state. But when we give right conditions, have right technology, then at that time that new iPhone will come.
So, what is a prerequisite for the unmanifest to get manifested? It goes very subtle, huh? When you start understanding it this way. What makes this unmanifest? Okay, the seed is in unmanifest form, the tree is in an unmanifest condition in a seed.
Yes.
When the tree has come up, it is manifested or not? What made the unmanifested tree to a manifested tree? Given the right condition.
Right weather.
Given the right condition, what made it?
Yeah, right.
What is this definition of unmanifested and manifested? What do you mean by that exactly?
The Prakriti is when when the seed is, I mean, Prakriti is, when it comes under the impact of Prakriti, like seed is there. If you sow the seed, then it will become a tree.
When?
So unless we sow, it
No,
will
no,
never
the
become-
conditions you are giving. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about the condition.
Achha, when
When the conditions are given, the unmanifest becomes manifest. What is a very important ingredient which makes this unmanifest to manifest given all the condition?
Or potential ability.
After that
The
what?
potential.
After that what? We are pre-assuming ability is there, environment is there, everything is there, it is in an unmanifested form. What makes it to manifest? Unmanifest plus something equal to manifest. What is that? कौन बनेगा करोड़पति क्वेश्चन नहीं है ये. A very simple question. You all are thinking too big. Think very simple, like a small children. You will get your
the
answer.
time,
Exactly. That is the answer. Unmanifested plus time equal to manifest. Yes or no? Depending on what you are referring, the time will keep varying. It can be microsecond to million years. Yes or no? But that is a constant factor between manifest and unmanifest. Do we understand this? So that factor which defines manifest and unmanifest is called time. Now with reference to time, how do you correlate to Atma? Beyond time.
yeah, it is beyond time.
So how can you bring a framework of time into something which is beyond time and then call it manifested and unmanifested? Which means you have to only say, sir, your question is wrong. Confidently say, sir, don't fool us, your question is wrong. Are you able to get that? And by these ways only this clarity will come. Don't get into the trap of these words. Think very clearly. Hey, this is manifestation, this is unmanifestation. The Sakshi is there in both, which is beyond time. Paras tasmattu bhavonyat. Bhagavad Gita chapter 8, 22nd shloka, if I am not wrong. See it. Same. Paraha tasmattu bhavonyat. That which is in that unmanifested state, beyond that there is something which is still so-called unmanifest because we don't know it. That is why I call it unmanifest. But it is there as a Sakshi at all times. Who is the Sakshi to see that unmanifest became the manifest? Isn't there a Sakshi there? The subject. That subject is beyond time. Trikale api tishtati iti sat. Are you getting the answer? So it can never come under this. This question and jugglery of unmanifest, manifest is all Prakriti business. If I say the seed became a tree and the sunlight was there, so if I ask when did the sunlight manifest and unmanifest, he said that has got nothing to do, it is for the seed, not for the sun. Are you able to get that? So don't bring Brahman to the level of Prakriti. Are you getting it? Okay. So
Yes, sir.
Brahman is ever in the manifested form only. But Sarva Pramana Agocharaha, hence for verbal communication you can call it unmanifested because I don't understand it. Because I don't understand it doesn't mean that it is not there. It is always there. In my sleep, I don't know myself. So I am not there or what? In my deep sleep, I don't know myself. Can I say I am not there? You will say, I slept like a dead log. Like a dead log. Remove that like a dead and say I was a dead. You will never say that. Why? Next day you are woken up. I was just not aware of it. That's all. But that doesn't mean that is the reality. Are you able to get this? Okay.
Sir, but in definitions, like in Bhagavad Gita, also chapter 2, it says avyaktoyam achintoyam. So Atma is avyak.
Correct.
So this unmanifest, we should, then it is, although it is because, so it is
Avyakta has a reference meaning here. My senses and pramana cannot reach it. And this is the biggest problem of the Shastra, to teach what Atma is. Because the subject can never be objectified. Everything else can be objectified. So the Shastra can never talk to the subject about the subject. Please understand that. And hence, because it is so difficult in the common parlance, you call it as though it is unmanifested. But it is ever there. But I can never transact with it. My Atma is you, because you cannot transact with the subject. You are the subject. If you say I am not manifested, then you have negated your presence. It is like the person comes to the room and says the whole room is empty. Who said the whole room is empty? Unless you were there. How did you negate yourself? So what is the right statement? Apart from me, the whole room is empty. Leaving me. So if I say the statement that the room is empty is like calling it that it is avyaktoyam, achintyoyam. If it is achintyoyam, how are you going to learn about it? Let me see. Achintyoyam. Yes, it is achintyoyam. But there is another way to learn that. That is why we say that half glass empty is always known by the half glass which is full. You can't deny the half glass which is full. And then you remove it out and say, now the full glass is empty. Neti neti nana vachanat is the way the Shastras are going to talk to you to talk about the subject matter now. Because the normal way of objectification of this Prakriti cannot be used for the subject matter. And the normal language of Prakriti is manifestation and unmanifestation. That is why for kindergarten we will say that Atma is unmanifested. But as you grow now, you have to understand that Atma is always there. How can you say it is unmanifested? Even in Pralayam, what is remaining is only Atma. How can you call it unmanifested? Because it is manifested, you cannot say that. See that technical definition of manifestation and unmanifestation is the problem which we are facing here. We have bottled some meaning to this word called manifestation and unmanifestation. We are superimposing that on Atma, which is a part of the Prakriti. And hence, the Shastra says you can't call it manifested. It is beyond both. Yeah, bolo.
Because we learned, right, in Tattvabodha that Atma plus the, we end up showing Atma is equal to Brahman, right? And if we are saying Atma is manifested, then Brahman also has to be manifested, right? That's where
the Brahman is manifested or not?
This is what we are saying, but then we said it is also beyond that, because like you said, we cannot feel it with our...
Which is there, which is ever evident. Where is the question of talking about its manifestation or not? Because manifestation is subject to time. This is beyond time. How can we bring it even into that purview? Are you able to get that? So, for a Shravanam that is correct. For a Mananam this is correct. This is where the difference of Shravanam and Mananam will come. It will look very stupid if we say that I am not manifested here. And if you say that I am manifested at all times, it becomes more stupid for a person who doesn't understand the scope in which you are telling. What are you talking? Are you able to get that? So we have to take it in that way when we have to use these words and what it means. So that is why sometimes they put this word seemingly. It seemingly looks manifested and unmanifested. because we cannot directly understand it. It can only be understood through objectification, and hence Brahman gets objectified throughout our janmas. The subject gets objectified, that is a problem. अभी देखो ब्रह्मन को छोड़ के मैनिफेस्टेशन में कितना देर बात किया. It is prakriti related. Think about it, because that makes sense to us. We are all tuned to talk about it. We understand it very clearly. Objectification is very easy. But the moment you talk of subject, it becomes very dry because we are never used to seeing it that way. Are you able to get it? Okay. Come back to the shloka. So, Niruktam tat nama karanam shariram atmanaha sushupti. So that is why this Atma becomes a shariram here. The Atma is called Karana Shariram here. Because practically there is no difference between Atma and Karana Shariram other than Shaririyate going. Because both have similar qualities. Okay. And then he says, Sushupti etasya vibhatyavastha. The special state of this Karana Shariram is Sushupti avastha. It is very much understood clearly only in Sushupti avastha. As much as Swapna avastha is understood clearly in Sukshma Shariram, Vaker state is understood in Sthula Shariram, the Karana Shariram is understood in Sushupti avastha. Everything being there, still not being available. Is it clear? So, Vibhatyavastha, a special state where the Karana Prapancham and Karana Shariram can be understood clearly, is the Sushupti Avastha. If the Sushupti was not there, Karana Shariram is very difficult to even be explaining it. Okay? And then he says, in that state, pralinaha, everything is suspended. What? Sarva indriya buddhi vrittihi, the complete indriya buddhi vritti, everything gets suspended in that particular avastha, and that special avastha is talking about what is Karana Shariram. You will understand Karana Shariram if you understand deep sleep. An objectified, or rather he is saying that please understand that this is one of your experience by which you can extrapolate and see what is Karana Shariram, and thereby extrapolate as Karana Prapancham. Is it clear? Okay. So again, look at the meaning. Avyaktametat trigunair niruktam tat karanam nama shariram sushuptiretasya vibhatyavastha pralina sarvendriya buddhi vrittihi. Very, very clearly, further explanation of this nature of this causal body. Okay, so this is where he now tells about the causal body more. First, saying that it is logically not definable. Then he says, although it is logically not definable, you cannot falsify it because it shows a very clear presence. And to understand its presence, you have to understand what is the deep sleep, because that is where you can clearly understand where all your indriya, buddhi, vritti is completely suspended, and what remains is that karana. Because from there, in that deep state, everything now comes out. Is it clear? Okay. Next.
Guruji, so is that where the sadhus, rishis um, go like in Sushupti to understand?
They can. It all depends on, especially in yoga, people can do it. Yoga takes you to that avastha. Okay.
Okay.
Yoga clearly takes you to that avastha where you have to drop all these in this, with the background of this knowledge of Atman, you drop all this. And when you drop,
Okay.
then you are going to a state where even that is where you have to remember the Kapila Rishi's Sankhya, where from Prakriti the next is Mahat. From Mahat comes Ahankara. In Ahankara only three gunas are shown. So Mahat is that Sushupti Avastha where the three gunas are in the potential form. And only at that Mahat they then go to the Mula Prakriti, understanding of that what Mula Prakriti is. And when Mula Prakriti is clearly known, automatically it just drops and this Brahman knowledge dawns on them directly. Because even that filter of Mula Prakriti is not there now. They are able to go to a level where they can dissolve that Mula Prakriti at that state. Okay.
And is that
Comes
is
in
that
sadhana
happening
bhava.
now? Or
Huh?
is that happening now, or this was only the Rishis?
It can happen to anyone at any time because it is already there now. Which means you're asking a question, are there jnanis today?
People able to go in that avastha.
Why not? Why not? Can you sleep every day? If I can go to sleep without knowing anything, can I be awake and be in that deep sleep state? Then you've already gone there. Abhyasa yoga yuktena. You have to do abhyasa. And with that practice, everyone can go there. Nothing wrong.
Guruji, Vibhakti Avastha means, is that what
Clear.
that Karana Sharira?
No. Vibhakti means it is very, very explicitly clear. Okay. Vibhakti means it is explicitly clear. That avastha becomes very clear only in Sushupti. Okay.
Sir, but we get entangled so much. I feel for few days it is okay, then again
That is our problem.
circumstances.
That is our problem. That is our problem.
Saturdays we are very clear, Guruji. Some Sunday we are, that's it, we are done.
We can't do anything. That is our problem. If our goal is clear, if our focus is clear, if our efforts are clear, we will continue to be in that path. Because we are wayward, markataha, jumping, that is how it will be. Okay, good. So we'll start the next one. Athate sampravakshyami swarupam paramatmanaha yad vijnanaya narobandhan mukta kaivalyam ashnute. So from now, the whole anatma, he is now moving to atma. With this, our anatma, kosavanatma question is over. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Yeah, what are you saying?
Guruji, last word, Pralina Sarvendriya Buddhivrittihi, that